Resident Evil 4 Remake is an all-timer with all the greatness that it encapsulates, and a sizable part of it is owed to Ashley. Considering that the game is basically a nightmare-fueled rescue mission to get her out of the absolute bullshit orchestrated by megalomaniacs. She is an integral part of both the game's narrative and the gameplay because neither would work as well as it does without her. So firstly, let's talk about the gameplay. Escorting Ashley through the Los Iluminados conveyor belt is an insanely fun experience because not only is the combat system immaculate, having to be actively aware of another person while dealing with a horde of intelligent and cunning enemies is exhilarating, especially when you get into the hang of it and seamlessly blend your gunplay, positioning, parrying, and situational awareness to reach a state where nobody can even come close to grabbing Ashley. It delivers a whole different level of hell yeah to the experience. None of this would be possible if Ashley's AI wasn't good. And in my experience of playing this game for more than 150 hours and platinuming it, I never once thought that her AI was dumb or causing unnecessary obstacles for the combat. 95% of the time, if Ashley was grabbed, it was because I didn't utilize her commands properly or I accidentally fucked up my positioning. Never in my entire 170 hours in this game did I find myself frustrated with Ashley. It was really annoying that whenever I would open up a review video essay on this game, there was an 80% chance that people would whine about Ashley, like how she's annoying or a burden or an absolute liability during combat. And every single time it left me feeling frustrated because what do you want her to do during combat? She's a 20-year-old pampered college student. She's not gonna be able to box these heavier, ruthless and indomitable, mindless murder bots. What the hell are you expecting from the poor girl? And every single time, these reviewers that whine about Ashley are not even using her commands properly, or just have incredibly shit positioning. So somehow you not doing your job as a protector is Ashley's fault. And in all my 10-something playthroughs across all difficulties offered in the game, in terms of gameplay, Ashley was a welcome addition. Now onto my main reason for making this video. The narrative and the characters are better off with the inclusion of Ashley and her arc through the game. She is a terrified young woman who was abducted by this beret-wearing dickhead and then spirited off to rural Spain to be used as a pawn for this creepy dogmatic cult. That is terrifying on its own, but what makes it worse is that she is not aware of their plans. So while held in the clutches of captivity all alone, her mind is definitely speculating all kinds of different horrific fates that await her at the end of this ordeal. Despite all of that, she doesn't give in to despair and still takes the initiative to stand up for herself, as we find out in the upper floors of the church. She is scared, skittish and unsure of what to do, but she isn't reduced to a mess that a majority of people would become in this situation. Despite an absolutely dashing and capable looking chunk of fineness at her side, her sanity isn't exactly holding on to the usual level that she is accustomed to, as she has to witness hordes of crazed people get slaughtered, blood and guts flying everywhere, seeing her rescuer constantly having to put himself in mortal danger for her, and depending on your gameplay, Leon getting roughed up and maimed isn't something that the ordinary person could witness and then just carry on following orders. Most would freak out and do something unfortunate in a panic that either gets them or their rescuer killed. And just to clarify, that panic would be justified. It's a horrible state to lose yourself to in this situation, but it isn't something that anyone in their right mind could fault you for. But Ashley is an absolute chadlass because despite being scared and screaming and panicking inside, she doesn't let any of that get to her and she keeps going. We can feel her fear and uncertainty in her dialogue, and the entire village section after the church is a richer story because of it. The simple and effective reason being that you can feel the bond and trust developing between these two goofballs. Slowly but surely, Ashley gains incredible confidence in Leon, and because of that, she's able to feel somewhat at ease and be more confident and level-headed herself. And just as a side note, Ashley does her absolute best to help Leon out. The earliest example being the cabin where she opens up an escape route for them as the Ganados are closing in, saving both Leon and Luis. Later, she secures an exit for Leon after his fight with Mendes, and in the castle, she uses the Blue Lanterns to stun the Armadura as Leon fights them. She rescues Leon by going through a perilous and horrific journey that she could have died, seriously maimed herself on, and a couple huge assists that I'll bring up later. So all of this to say that not only is Ashley not annoying, she's actively helping us get through this journey just like we are doing for her. Now, onto the story. As they make their way through the village, they are trapped in the villa as a humongous wave of Granados is heading straight for them. Ashley is told to hide as both Leon and Luis deal with a death trap. But as the situation is looking dire, Ashley saves the day by opening up an escape route, but just as her heroes were catching their breath, Ashley coughs up some blood and Lewis fills them in about the parasite and its possible cure. Ashley is confronted with a terrible possibility that at this point probably feels like an eventuality, that she is going to lose herself and become a part of the Los Iluminados hive mind. Leon reassures her, and I think this is the point where the true seeds of trust were planted. And with the irrigation of absolutely horrid nightmares, it sprouts into a fresh sapling as Leon puts an end to Mendes.
Leon, hurry! You're welcome.
Thanks. This fire's bound to catch their attention. Let's keep moving.
Leon, I'm not gonna turn into one of them, right?
I won't let that happen. I promise.
This is the juncture at which Ashley and Leon truly start resonating, as Ashley is now more confident and at ease than ever, evident with her comments to Salazar punctuated by that smug smile. As the duo makes their way through the castle, Ashley's interactions with Leon become much more wholesome, heartwarming, and somewhat flirty. This is the kind of thing that I love. It reminds me of the first two Conjuring movies. It feels kinda random, but bear with me for a second. It's been more than 7 to 8 years since I've seen those movies, but one aspect of it that I really appreciated was how the character of Ed Warren would restore a sense of normalcy to the families that were being tormented by the supernatural. He would create an environment that would let them regain the mirth and joy that once was a staple in their family. Similarly, I love that Ashley becomes more comfortable just talking and joking around with Leon. There's just something about people being able to laugh during incredibly trying and horrific times that moves me and a lot of other people and makes all of us feel a little warm inside. Unfortunately for Ashley, this joy of hers hits a pretty significant speed bump, as due to the progression of the plaga inside, Sadler is able to take control of her body and mind for a transient minute, but as his control slips, it instills an impending sense of dread and fear in Ashley, as her control over her own faculties was wrenched away from her and there wasn't anything that she could do. Even worse, that she ended up hurting someone who was constantly putting his life on the line for her. As the horror dawns on her fragile and vulnerable state, she runs away in fear and panic. Eventually, Leon finds her. She is crying profusely and asking him to stay away. She is scared that once she loses control of herself again, she will hurt Leon. Leon tries to console her, but the true progress comes when Ashley notices that he is also infected with the plague.
You too?
It's okay to be afraid, you know. But you can't run. You gotta keep moving forward. We will beat this. Together.
I don't know if I can.
You can. Just give me a heads up before you stab me next time, okay?
Leon, thanks.
This is the moment from which I believe that the trust sapling grew into a strong and healthy tree. And this is not only evident with the dialogue, but also with the fact that Ashley takes the plunge into terror to help Leon out. I've seen people complain about the Ashley section, but personally I think that the entire section is amazing. Not only do we get dialogue that shows how far Ashley has come from the start of the game, but we also get to experience this terrifying ordeal through her eyes, making us even more empathetic to her plight. Later on, when we are reunited with her on the island, she is more resolute than ever to see this through. Even though the horrors seem to have stepped up their effort in the last few hours, but still a duo ventures forward to one of my favorite scenes ever. When Sadler takes center stage and takes control of Ashley, he compels her to shoot Leon. But she musters up an ungodly amount of mental fortitude and grapples with Sadler's control, fighting to let the gun go. She redirects it to Sadler's minions, and due to the weak and unstable grip, the gun jams as she is about to shoot Leon, basically saving his life once again. I absolutely love this scene because it encapsulates the entire point of this video. Ashley is awesome and an absolute chadlass. Another little plus point in her favor is how she drops this naked health hazard into the pits of Hudson. This doesn't stop here, as she clutches up in the 11th hour as well. Leon is effectively dying as the Plaga is about to take him over, but Ashley makes the play of the game and gets Leon up on the chair. I have no idea how she accomplished this feat of strength, but I believe in the power of friendship and hope. I also adore that Leon holds her hand while the surgery is underway, just to add a sprinkle of support in a time of extreme duress. The cherry on top is the jet ski section, because not only do we get the
You like thrill rides? You're gonna love this.
we also get Ashley having the time of her life, just screaming with excitement and joy as we make our way to the conclusion of this wacky yet heartwarming adventure, capping it all off with the classic riding into the sunset ending, which works because the narrative and the characters were strong and phenomenal enough to give substance to a traditionally corny ending, making for a highly satisfying conclusion. So, there you have it. All the major reasons as to why Ashley is awesome and an absolutely integral and phenomenal part of this game. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and comment any thoughts that you may have regarding it. And if you like videos like this, then I'd like to add that I'm working on several videos on characters like Ada, Lewis, and Leon, and also Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. I'm not sure which one will be next, but all of these videos are going to be uploaded in the next 2 to 3 months. I would have loved to get them out sooner, but unfortunately I have my year-end exams. But enough prattling. Thank you for watching.